So today I want to talk about perfectionism, and this is coming from the perspective of a very much recovering perfectionist, just so you know where you stand. Um, what's coming to mind to tell you about first is that I make a lot of content for Insight Timer, as some of you may know, and when I'm making a course for Insight Timer, I have a little table that I plan it all out on. So all the bits that are never, that are just my bits to prompt me, my bullet points, my course lesson title, all the just notes and everything are all in this Word document. So I've got like 61 of these Word documents now. And it's only the last 10 or so that I just noticed one day that I was trying to make this document perfect. So lining up let's just ignore that alarm, lining up the bullet points and trying to make everything fit the right way. And oh my goodness, it was awful. And I just realized one day, oh my goodness, nobody is going to see this document, only me. And that hit me like, boom. Like sometimes things hit you on the side of the head, don't they? And you just go, oh no, what am I doing? What am I doing? Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you first because it just felt very alive to talk about to start with. And then I thought I do like to use the online dictionary. So I've got just off the side of my screen, I've got this definition of perfectionism. So interestingly, it's a philosophy. It's declared it's named as a philosophy here on the online dictionary, and it says a doctrine holding that perfection is attainable, especially the theory that human or moral or spiritual perfection should be or has been attained. Whoa, there is so much. There's so much in that quote. I'm not sure what to do with it really. First of all, the doctrine. I mean, what are we watching out for those, don't we? I mean, if we peel back the layers of that first bit, a doctrine holding that perfection is attainable, then we peel back the layers of that even to start with. Who's deciding what perfect actually is? Like, how do we know what that is? And especially, how would we know what that was in human, moral, or spiritual life? How? Even Sydney Banks, who, I share the understanding of the three principles, which was originally articulated by Sydney Banks, apparently could be a real Mardy individual. Like, he could be quite grumpy, and he got angry, and he had such a huge enlightenment experience that it's formed a movement of people who are keen to share the understanding that is so profoundly can help people. So how on earth do we, was he perfect? No. I think that's where the whole thing falls down for me, is just starting from who is defining what perfect is. And look how dangerous, if we look back to certain world leaders that have been and gone, when they decided what perfect was, goodness gracious, that caused a mess, didn't it? Like a real mess. A horrible, horrible, horrible thing that happened because some person decided this was the perfect ideal of how people should look and how people should be and what they should believe, and then proceeded to exterminate those that did not fit that mold. So I think like that's like a far extreme, isn't it? But in our daily lives, how does it come up? Well, for me, it can come up in freeze, really, because I've got this idea in my head that things are supposed to look a certain way or be a certain way, and I'm trying to get my whatever it is. Let's say it's a landing page for an event or something, and I'm trying to make that perfect. and as a result of that, you can end up just not sharing it with the world. And I find that a lot when I work with business owners. That's a real sticking point, is waiting for something to feel like it's perfect or to for thought to say, good old inner critics in there, of course, thought to say that's actually good enough now. And good enough isn't enough, is it? It has to be perfect. Perfect. I have to keep saying that. I'm putting inverted commas everywhere because what on earth is that? And it's huge in terms of how it can really, really hold us back in life and stop us sharing authentically. And that's what I love about this live video format, is that I've got this wrong. I've already had an alarm go off during this video. Well, there you go. Never mind. Hopefully it didn't destroy your enjoyment too much. And I have to say that one of the reasons I got kind of more at ease with this was listening to a podcast I've just started listening to again, actually, which is Psychology Has It Backwards by Christine Heath and Judy Sedgman. And they have like phones going off and dogs barking and pings on their computers and everything. It's all happening during their podcasts. And I love it. I'm like, that is flipping brilliant. But they don't care because it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't affect the content at all. And I know lots of people who don't have a podcast or don't do live video or don't do all sorts of things because they're waiting to be perfect themselves, to be at a certain level of understanding. And actually, like today, I'm just riffing off my own stories of chasing perfectionism alongside, a dictionary definition that I've whipped up off the internet. And here we go, here we go. Sometimes I structure things a bit differently. I might have a few bullet points, but it's the showing up and going, whatever comes out of me today, I hope is going to be helpful to someone. So how do we, I think there's some feelings that come up around this, and I think they're cool to see, because I always think that our feelings are really letting us know that our thinking's off, particularly if we feel a lot of tension in the body. So I think, feeling fearful, can definitely be linked to perfectionism. I've just noticed there's an actual spider's web just going right across the middle of my room, but I can't see a spider. How exciting. I wonder where the spider is. That we have lost my train of thought now, of course, because focused on a spider's web going across the front of my computer. It's really distracting me now. We are chasing this ideal that's created in thought, and the feeling that comes with that is uncomfortable. So I mentioned fear. I suspect sometimes like a feeling of urgency. If I keep doing more and more, if I keep doing more to this, or a feeling of needing to do more, that kind of maybe a bit of overwhelm. I think overwhelm and perfectionism come together quite a lot, because as we look at the task and we go, oh, it's so massive, it looks so massive because I've got to put all this perfect stuff into it, then we get frozen by overwhelm because it just all looks too much, and I can really relate to that when I contemplate, like I've just done quite a big launch recently. When I contemplate that launching process, that the number of pieces, there's landing pages, maybe more than one landing page, there's automations and funnels, which I love to do. I'm actually quite savvy at stuff like that. If you ever need any help with that, hit me up. I'm quite good at it. And but still, when I think about all the bits and getting them all right and making sure it all works, it can bring up some discomfort. But interestingly, I mean, this is the fun of it all. The other day, I did a webinar about Insight Timer with the lovely George Cow, and I accidentally sent the video out that didn't. When you download your videos from Zoom, I somehow managed to download them all, and then I couldn't find the right one, and I accidentally sent everybody the video that didn't have the slides on it. So I kept getting all these emails saying, this sounds great, but we can't see the slides. And then I went in again, and I did it wrong a second time. I can't remember what I did wrong the second time. I didn't send the video link at all. It was completely blank. The email where the video should have been. Somehow managed to not put the video link in. I think, but put the video in the image link instead of, oh God. So I had to do it a third time. Third time lucky, it turns out. Because plenty of people have still signed up for this program I'm doing Insight Timer, but I was just laughing my head off because it was ridiculous. and it didn't matter. Like, it didn't matter. I hope it showed my humanness. I'm not infallible like anybody is. And there we prove it again. Our second alarm has gone off during the video. I think that alarm's telling me to stop now. I hope that's been a little bit helpful. The overriding thing for me is what's thought and what's real now. And I'm probably going to do another video. I am going to do another video about perfectionism, where I'm definitely going to talk about how we, the role that thought's playing in this, the role that inner critic is playing in this, and how it can really have us stuck, definitely. So I hope that's been helpful. It's been all over the place, but you know what? It's not perfect. Or maybe it is, because maybe everything is perfect exactly as it is. Take care, lots of love, and hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.